audience.
Holden Gauthier, 11th Ave. The infamous May 23rd video, I know he's not here, but Mr. Freed claimed that the city is not obligated to have a YouTube website. For the effort of transparency, you started a YouTube website so they could live stream in an effort to allow access to a larger margin of people. Mr. Freed mentioned the YouTube is not obligated by the Open Meetings Act and is an effort of transparency. He claims the video is not online because, quote, "We will not knowingly and willingly republish defamation because we could become liable and the taxpayers of Port Huron could become liable." I would just like to gain some insight as to what portion of a citizen defaming the city is the city liable for. I'm sure everyone here has been witness to more than enough occasions of public comment becoming a 4-minute free-for-all of what you might call defamation that's still posted to the city's YouTube. Videos are still being posted to the YouTube containing direct attacks, true or false, against the city or its representatives. A lot of you have been victim of that. I will reiterate to the council once more that you can't just pick and choose what transparency means to fit an agenda. Now, 97%. That's my rough calculation, having looked through the last 12 months of approved minutes of how often a resolution or from the city manager motion is passed. I know that some of these are simply to file communications, and I did my best to try to sort some of those out, but this is just a rough stat. What was alarming to me was the lack of any real discourse surrounding motions in general. Over 12 months, these are the results. Mayor Rep with 2 abstains. Ashford with 3 noes and 1 abstain. Lamb and Pemberton, noes to a diversity, equity, and inclusion statement, which was quite possibly the longest statements of council positions we've heard in a council meeting. Those noes, that's the transparency we need. I can't speak for the city and your constituents, but I personally value hearing your opinions, so I know what way to vote when the time comes. The alarming number of resolutions passed through consent agreements and unanimous votes, to me, suggests the council has agreed and discussed a resolution far ahead of a council meeting. The council owes it to the voting public to put their values on display. To describe my personal preference of a council person at this point, my ideal council member, someone who almost doesn't want to be here. It sounds odd to say, but I wish just one person up there would have the gall to mention the tough topics with no vested interest in staying for another term. Someone who will truly be transparent and make their voice heard in this room. Someone who mentions the assault of Charles Reed by Officer Shouty, the murder of Casey Cureton, or the fumbled case of Josh Conant. The last meeting was the longest we've heard the slightest mention of Josh, thanks to Miss Ashford. And really, that only led to the conversation about a liquor license, which I will support. I do hope you guys reject and oppose the renewal of that. So I'm just going to dedicate what last moments I do have of my time here to the silence here that we've all experienced regarding the aforementioned cases. Justice for Josh, justice for Casey, justice for all.
Your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you.